Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening to those that may be watching this. I am Tammy Trotter of the Buy, Sell, Rent team, and we have the pleasure of having Don Graves with us today. My partner, Tiffany. Tiffany, if you introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Redemicky, also of the Buy Sell Rent team with Keller Williams. Welcome.
And Don, tell us a little bit about yourself as well and
I'm,
who you are.
I'm Don Graves. I'm a reverse mortgage consultant the last 21 years.
All right. Well, I am a real estate professional. I say consultant. I hate to always say agent because I don't like to sell people anything. I like to consult and be able to come in and give you the facts and bring you information and resources for you all to make a educated decision for yourself. So I've been in real estate a little over 13 years. And I met Don, I know, over the last 10 years and have always followed him over the years and felt him very resourceful and knowledgeable in the reverse mortgage industry and being able to educate you to make sure you take the steps that you need to make the wise decision for your family. Tiffany, I'm not sure when you met Don, but I know over the years I've always referred back to him. And my why, I always tell Don, my why right now is the reality that number one, I'm getting older, meaning my parents are getting older. And one of the things that I want to always make sure that I'm bringing them resources that could possibly help them at the time of where they are right now. So that's one of the reasons I like to team up with Don and to go over reverse mortgages.
It's so important right now that seniors and people who are nearing retirement age know what options are available to them and see how these options can benefit them so they can make an informed decision. So I've been in real estate, let's say, a very long time, I feel like. I've been doing it since I was about 2 years old because I'm still only 21. But I enjoy being a resource for people, all people. My people that are nearing retirement age, they have all these big dreams and big hopes, but they don't have the information readily at their fingertips. So I think it's very, very important that we're able to be a resource and give them the information so they can make informed decisions. So with that, Don, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time out your very busy schedule and having this conversation and letting people know what their options could be, whether it concerns a reverse mortgage or at the end, we'll talk a little bit about reverse purchases. So thank you again.
My pleasure. I do have a question for you all. What comes to mind when you hear the word reverse mortgages?
Tam, you want to go?
I'll go. I know one of the things as a realtor, people look at me and give me the side eye that somebody else, their house is going to be taken, that they hear so many people losing their houses. So that's one of the main things that people feel that, well, I heard such and such lost her house doing that reverse mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the main things that I always hear as a realtor when I bring it up in conversation.
That is true. I concur with that. I hear that. The other thing that I hear is, well, if I get into a reverse mortgage, what does that mean? So just the not understanding when I say reverse mortgage, I don't think there is enough information out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, who owns the house? That was the other. Who owns the house? Do I still own my house?
Mm-hmm. So you've heard, seems like a lot of negative things when you bring up the term reverse mortgages. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, in this short session, because we're going to do multiple sessions, I'd like to, when someone says, Don, what is a reverse mortgage? I'd say it's 4 words, IJAM. And if you're listening or watching, write that down. IJAM. It stands for It's Just a Mortgage. It's just a mortgage. It's no more spooky than a regular mortgage or a home equity loan or line of credit. It has spookier kind of mythology around it, but it's just a mortgage. There are 3 programs that our federal government supports to undergird retirement. The first is Social Security. That started in 1935. The second is Medicare. That started in 1965. And the third is the home equity conversion mortgage, HECM. We commonly know that as the reverse mortgage, but that's the third program that the federal government supports that helps undergird retirement. So it's as spooky as Social Security, as spooky as Medicare, as spooky as those two things. But a reverse mortgage really is just a home equity loan, home equity line of credit, a mortgage for those age 62 or better that allows them to borrow money from their home without the burden of making a mandatory monthly loan payment. So people who are watching this, have you ever had a mortgage or home equity loan? Most people say, absolutely. I said, why? Well, I didn't have the money in cash to buy a house. I didn't want to take the money I had in savings to get a home equity loan. So I let the bank finance that. I said, what happened next? Well, in the next month, I made payments. I said, then what happened then? Well, after a while, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, paid off and the loan closed. I said, well, add a reverse mortgage to that same understanding. You go out, you borrow money, the following month, you make a payment. 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, it's paid off and the loan is closed. Well, wait a minute, Don, I thought I didn't have to make a payment. You don't. Payments are optional. But if you make a payment, it functions exactly the way a regular mortgage does or home equity line of credit. No different. Well, Don, what if I don't want to make a payment? Well, most people don't make a payment. So that means you're able to access money, use it for whatever you want to use it for. And I'll talk about undergirding retirement. That's really where I focus at. And then whatever the loan balance is, listen to this. The loan gets repaid when the last surviving borrower, mom or dad, aunt or uncle, permanently depart the home, move, or die. At that time, whatever money was advanced to you or to them, plus any interest that accrues if you're not making a payment, gets repaid. And 100% of all the remaining equity, let me say it again, 100% of all remaining equity passes on to the client if they were to move, or their heirs or their estate if they decease. That's a reverse mortgage. See, if mama dies and she's got a mortgage on her property, what happens? Well, Tammy, you know what happens. The kids get the house. They can refinance the house. They could have life insurance money. But whatever happens, that existing mortgage or home equity loan has to be paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that. Well, if a reverse mortgage is just a mortgage, isn't that the same thing that would happen? Absolutely. There'll be a loan balance. You're going to pay it off or refinance it. And then whatever's left goes to the heirs or the estate. That's a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
I have one follow-up question. Is there a time frame should mom, dad, or the borrower pass on? Is there a time frame when that payment is due?
Sure. HUD, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, that's their program overseen by a division, FHA, says that you have 6 months to repay the loan, and extensions can be granted in 2 3-month increments. So you have up to 1 year to repay the loan.
Okay.
All right. So I know that, I'm sorry, Tiff, did you have a question?
I was saying excellent. It really does function exactly as any other loan product.
And it's not new, by the way. And the first reverse mortgage in the United States, a proprietary reverse mortgage, was in Maine. That's 1961. At the time of this recording, that's 60 years ago. The federal government involvement in it is 33 years old. So it's not new at all. And I've been doing it 21 years. So the spookiness may prevail, but there's a passage from the Book of Life that says, "My people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge." And that's very important. If someone says to you, "Hey, don't get the vaccine because it'll kill you," this is not a political statement, but what if it's going to help your mom or dad? And but they say, no, don't do it. And you don't examine, you don't vet that out. You just don't do it, whether you do or not, but you don't examine it. Or I said to somebody, you've got, your sister has 4th stage cancer, and her best friend says, "Oh, don't get chemo or radiation. That'll kill you." But the friend doesn't have cancer. You see, people make recommendations and say things they don't know. It could be true, But if we just live off the advice of others that may not know, they heard a little something over here, but they didn't investigate it, we could proceed in a way that's ultimately harmful to ourselves and to our loved ones. I hope we don't do that on any other thing that we do. Right? You ever someone said, "Don't go see that movie. That movie's horrible. It had bad reviews," and you went and saw it and said, "That movie was great."
That's so funny you bring that up, because Coming to America 2 came out and a lot of people are making their judgments. And the first thing I said to them is, please see it for yourself and make your own informed judgment. So
Yeah,
that keeps it current.
that is. And so we'll continue talking on the other segments.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, we would like
Tammy?
for everyone, just in case if you have any further questions that you would like to ask Don, we have a QR code for all of you all that are fancy on your technology. If you scan that QR code with your phone, it will take you to our page where you can answer the questions, and we will definitely get them over to Don with any questions and further literature that you may need about reverse mortgages. So scan your QR code, and you're also able to contact us. Our contact information is scrolling at the bottom. Please take note of that. But we thank you for your time, and check back on our other sessions that will be coming up. Have a great day.
See ya.